Hello Milky friends, happy Friday. It is Milkstore here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are you? I hope you're well. I've received some feedback about my intros. I don't know how it's low-key creepy, Tim. What explicitly do you mean by my intros are low-key creepy? Is it because of the way I come into the intro and I say, hey, hello Milky friends? Or is it the fact that I don't actually have an intro, as in there is no production value in my videos? You know, I don't have the intro scene. I don't have to make a good YouTube video, like the formula is you're supposed to tell people up front what they're going to get. Then you do the intro cutscene that repeats, you know, over all your videos, and you get into the actual video itself. I obviously just start off straight away. And I think you've all understand like what I bring to the table. It's not, if you want a slick video with beautiful thumbnails, well edited, and with an intro cutscene, you know, like a professional YouTube video, you know, you don't come to me for that. You come to me just purely for content and my kind of left field thinking where it's applicable. Right, that's what you come to me for. The high production value, all that other stuff, that's literally every other YouTube content creator out there right now, right? So, yeah, comment down below. What do you actually mean by creepy intro? I mean, I'm probably not going to change it, but I just like to know what you mean by it. Yeah, it's just super interesting. Anyway, this week we're here to talk about the Spring Garden Party event, which is obviously tied to the Imps Adventure event. And you know the game's in trouble when you hear me saying, look, it's pretty darn good value this week in terms of the Spring Garden Party, especially for the later gameplays. Why have we lost our connection? This is terrible. And so we're going to go into the mechanics or the math of why the Spring Garden Party is good value. But let's look at this week's event. Let's just review what we're getting. So Imps Adventure, nothing's changed, except for the fact that you're obviously getting this hyacinth flowers. Let's just call them the purple flowers. But in terms of the chests, have they upgraded what you can get in these chests? Let's look at the hero selection chest. Where are we up to? We're still up to Morax, so you can't get the current fortress hero, which I don't think anyone's crying over. Let's look at the light dark chest. We're up to Forces. And what are we getting in terms of the skins chest? Are we still getting? Yeah, still. What were we up to? We were up to this person, Inferno, but then have they released anyone else good? So now you're getting the Silent Crescent. Yeah, they're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting the new heroes. All right, let's not complain. But really, what you're all here this week to try and understand worth out whether or not it's good value is the Spring Garden Party stuff, right? So effectively, you can get purple flowers and you can get pink flowers, right? And obviously everyone's after the pink flowers because the stuff on this side is much better than the stuff on this side. Well, is it? Yeah, because you get this mysterious artifact selection chest, right? And let's be honest, let's just assume that no one here that watches my videos is actually going to ever hit the ends of these things, because let's just be honest, those are for whales. So let's just talk about what's reasonable for the average person. And even then, the average person is stretching to get these things. So Spring Garden Party, how do you get the pink and the purple flowers? Well, to get the pink flowers, obviously they're worth more. The only way to get that, if we go here, Spring Assembly, so this tells you basically how you can get the pink and purple flowers. And so to get the pink flowers, let's just start with the pink flowers because it's the more expensive one. The pink flowers, you can actually buy them from obviously these value packs, right? You can't get them from the adventure. You can only get the purple flowers from doing the actual Imps Monopoly itself, right? You can't get any flowers from this. But if we go back to here, so that's where outside of, yeah, there's places where you can get the pink and purple flowers. But focusing on the pink, where else do you get it? So if you lit up if you've created 6 stars in the hero faction before, or 10 stars in the hero forest faction before, not the hero faction, 6 or 10 stars in the forest faction before, you're just automatically going to get a bunch of pink flowers, right? And so I automatically, before I even done anything, I had already got 18 and 14 pink flowers respectively. But then, much to my surprise, I also got another 24 pink flowers because, you know, if you just got that hero at all, you're going to light up the avatar. So when it means light up avatar, what it basically means is if you've gotten these heroes, 5-star versions, or if you made 6-star versions or 10-star versions of heroes, you're going to get those pink flowers, right? And so you can see here there's a couple of heroes not lit up. So for me, I've never made a 10-star Flora, nor do I ever have a desire to make a 10-star Flora. I've never made a 10-star or a 6... No, is it 10-star? 10-star Malasa. And I have never made a 6-star... No, I made 6-star everything. So it's very forest focused because it's spring. But yeah, you're just going to get a bunch of free pink shit just straight away. So immediately I got like what? 38, 46, like 56 pink flowers just straight off the bat or more. I don't know. I got a bunch of pink flowers for free and it was fantastic. I didn't have to do anything. And it's really, the reality, there's only so much. If you're a late game player, you should have just a whole bunch of free pink flowers as well. If you're an early game player, there's only so much you can do to get the light up your hero avatars. You either have a hero and get it, or you don't get it. So yeah, pink flowers, like I said, I managed to get, I think it was like 70 or 100 pink flowers for free. And that put me like within striking distance of actually just the chest. In fact, I only needed to buy this pack effectively. I think I got 100 pink flowers because you get 2 here. So 2 times 18, so that's 36, plus 3 times 14, plus 1 times 24. And that got me close to 100 pink flowers. A lot of you should be on the verge of just like 120 pink flowers. But what I really needed to do was buy this pack to get me over the top. And when I saw that I needed to spend $50 to get an artifact chest where you can pick any artifact, you still can't pick the latest one, that wind whatever one. But dude, like that's a steal. You in no other event does it cost $50 basically for you to get a free artifact chest, right? And that's how I did my analysis this week. Like this Equinox pack, I can't give you a gems per dollar value because I don't know how many flowers you're on. Because how many flowers you're on will tell me, right, how much that gem is worth. Well, those flowers are worth incrementally for you. For example, if you're on 80 pink flowers, right, and you buy this pack, then you're on 110, and there's no way for you to get another 10 pink flowers. These 30 flowers then become absolutely worthless for you. However, if you were in my situation and, you were on 100 pink flowers, right, and you only needed an extra 30 or 20 to get you to the artifact selection chest, then all of a sudden, these 30 flowers are worth what you can buy incrementally. And that was one artifact selection chest, which makes the math of this just crazy stupid, right? That on top of the Lucky Hero 5-star selection chest, just made this like outstanding value for me this week. I just had to buy it. So that's why I bought the pack. It was mainly because I was 20 flowers off an artifact selection chest. This got me 30 and I was like, done, right? Nowhere else are you going to spend $50 and you get a guaranteed artifact selection chest. That was how I did my math this week. Like the 5,000 gems, the hero selection chest, the extra purple flowers, that was just bonus on top, right? So what happens when you actually... The other thing to note about this week is the event actually builds on itself. And you're like, what do you mean, Milk? So what does it build? What do you mean it builds on itself? So let's talk about purple flowers now, because the purple flower stuff builds on itself, right? So every time you summon out a 5-star hero, either through the summon circle, the creation circle, or the compass of transcendence, and the reality is most of you are just going to fuse heroes, right, to get 5-star heroes. And you may do this profit summons, right? So I did this event just to get more pink. So the nice thing about doing profit summons, right, you might be debating, well, should I do profit summons? I'm only going to get 50 flowers. You're only going to get 50 flowers. So you have to do 50 profit summons to get 50 flowers, right? And 50 million gold as well, right? But the nice thing on top of getting like just the 50 flowers immediately is because you're doing the forest faction, you're going to get a whole bunch of 4-star and 5-star forest heroes, which you're going to summon out to get even more flowers here. So that's what I mean by the event builds on itself, right? By doing this event down here, profit summons event, you also then enable yourself to get more pink flowers basically here, right? And so you can get a whole bunch of pink flowers just by doing that event, which obviously then enables you to get really good stuff here. The reality is, like I said, none of you are going to hit this, but there's a very good chance as free-to-play player you can actually hit this mark. If you do profit summons, if you get a reasonable amount of points on Mint Monopoly, you're going to be able to get this Antler's Cane. And look, Antler's Cane, where it's useful now, it's obviously in Void Vortex. Because I got a note the other day. I said, hey, Milkstool, what do you use for your Voidlord on Void Ark? And look, there's no secret. Everyone's using basically more or less the same hero to go after this dude, right? And so my lineup is basically, like I said, it's there are a couple of mandatory heroes for Voidlord on in this particular mode to beat Voidlord, right? And the mandatory heroes are Ithaqua with basically an upgraded Antler's Cane. So if you're wondering where you can use your Antler's Cane, it's Ithaqua and it's on Voidlord, right? The other mandatory heroes are basically 2 Ignises. One has to die straight away to energy feed Ignis. And then the other mandatory hero is basically Elvia to shrink the boss down, right? Just so it doesn't do as much damage, so then Ithaca can survive for 6 rounds and do as much damage as possible. Then the 2 remaining heroes, I've seen combinations of Rogan and this dragon guy whose names I forget. It's Drake. Forgets me. Drake. I've seen people use Rogan and Tix. I've seen people use Rogan and Queen. The reason why Rogan's kind of mandatory 5th is because it buffs an assassin, and obviously Ithaqua is an assassin, right? But I've seen people use Queen as well in place of Drake. But this lineup works for me. And the monster shouldn't be a wolf. It should be Phoenix. But if we look at what happens, we're going to do a pretty decent amount of damage. But effectively, if you're debating as to whether or not you should spend profit orbs to then get enough purple flowers to get an Antler's Cane, it really depends on whether or not you value... Oh, why did we die so early? It really depends on whether or not you value Voidlord, right? And doing well here. The reason why I need to be able to kill off the Voidlord in as little hits as possible, or as little attempts as possible, is simply because I'm trying to get the maximum number of points in this particular mode, which if we stop loading, so Void Ark, right? Void Ark, you basically want to come in the top either 1,000 or the top 300, right? And why is that? You look at the rewards, right? You look at the eggs, and it's basically these fucking crystals. You cannot get these crystals as easily any other way. I mean, you can get it from the eggs from time to time, but the reality is, right, these crystals, which you need to upgrade your star spawns, right? There's no other easy, quick way to get these, right? And you get eggs as well. That's the thing. That's why, I'm trying to get in the top 300. I'm not going to do it this week. But yeah, it's about to get points on this board. You basically, it's a combination of having a fuck ton of. It's basically having a ton of V1, V2 heroes, right? To max out the points on these nodes, because you get a buff on, just if you have V1, V2, V3, etc. If Void Ark was your sole objective, you basically don't want any V4 heroes. Well, you do. Eventually you want V4 heroes, but it costs so much more, exponentially more Stellar Shards to get a V4 than it does to V1. What it takes to get one V4, I think you can probably get up to 8 V1s potentially. I'm probably just made up that number, but it's in that order of magnitude, right? And so then you gotta ask yourself, well, focusing just on Void Ark, it's much better to have 8 V1s than it is to have 1 V4, because the buff you get from 1 V4 is not proportional to how much Stellar Shards have been invested, I guess is the point that I'm trying to make. But yeah, to get points, a lot of V1 Void Enable heroes, and you want to smash this guy as quickly as possible, basically, because why you get 3,750 exploration points, and that's a ton. That's really a lot. It makes a difference in this sphere of things. So if another 3,000 points puts me to 28,000, right? And so where's the highest guy right now? Top 100 or top 300, right? So top 100 is only just 28,000. I'm a whisker away. So, long story short, Antler's Cane for Ithaqua, for Void Ark. Why? Because we want to get points. Why do we want points? Because Higher points means we place better on the leaderboard, so then we can get better rewards here to upgrade our star spawn. Because at the end of the day, Void Ark, we're only acquiring resources to upgrade our star spawn. Let's just be completely transparent about the purpose of Void Ark. The whole point of Void Ark is to get star spawns, materials, to upgrade, to either get new star spawns or upgrade star spawns. That's the whole point of Void Ark. I mean, yeah, you could argue, well, Melk's too, it's also to get like resources from the central hall. It's a small part of that, right? That's part of it as well. But the reality is, you only care about points in Void Ark solely because it gives you more materials to upgrade the shit here in the electric tree, right? Simple as that. And so, in that respect, I should mention, you also get points for upgrading your collector and your arcane nexus, right? So right now, I'm on 247075 points. If I upgrade this collector, which I have enough points now, and you can only upgrade to 6, right? I think I get more points. Come on, machine. Yeah, see, there we go. Instantly get more points. So by the end of your journey on Void Ark, you want to have fully upgraded your Arcane Nexus, and you want to have fully upgraded your Collector Workshop. Spaceship Lab, this stuff, if you upgrade it, you actually don't get any more points, right? So that's just something if you didn't know already. If you're trying to work out how to acquire points, yeah, upgrade Collector and Arcane Nexus all the way, because it helps you out with points. Right? 446 now, ranking. Very good. So that's the event for this week. I mean, like, that's how I thought through whether or not I should buy the pack. It was where I was with the pink flower situation. I don't really care about the purple flowers because I look at the rewards. I'm like, I don't really need a chest to pick a dark hero that, you know, there's nothing there that I need. I don't need another Atlas Cane. I already have a Splendid Atlas Cane, but, you know, why not if they're giving it away? Conceivably, at some point in time, 2 Atlas Canes are going to be quite valuable. It's a free artifact. Like, for me, it was about this week, this event. It was about how close are you away from this artifact selection chest, right? Because if you're only $50 away, just buy this. This is actually the only time that I can recall in Idle Heroes history that you're going to be able to get a chest for this cheap. Like, normally when you do campaign week and you don't have the universal shards to swap for the campaign currency for that week, you have to buy like $180 worth of packs just to get that artifact for that week. But this week, you know, it's the artifact selection chest that lets you pick any artifact. It's only $50. That's great value. On top of all the other stuff that you're getting. Anyway, that's the video from me this week. Hope you have a great weekend ahead. Stay safe. Thank you.